Namaste and welcome to this episode of Mahabharata Matters. In the previous episode, we saw that all the princes showed their skills. Karna returned without having an opportunity to duel Arjuna. He was appointed king of Angadesha by Duryodhana. Later on, Dronacharya decided that the princes had learnt everything that they needed to. It was time for them to give him Guru Dakshina. At that time, he said he did not want any valuables or riches. He just wanted them to achieve one feat. He said he wanted to take revenge against his old friend Drupada, who had been bitter with him. Drupada had mistreated Drōṇa when he went to ask for a cow. So he wanted to teach him a lesson. Drōṇa said he wanted as Guru Dakshina that they go and capture Drupada. He wanted Drupada to be brought to his feet and teach him humility. As soon as this was told, the Kaurava princes, Duryodhana and his brothers, set out with an army. Arjuna indicated to Dronacharya that he is going to wait. He is going to wait until the Kauravas fail. He knew that Drupada had a huge army. It was not easy to capture him. The Kauravas were beaten miserably. They came back defeated and distraught. At this time, Yudhishthira indicated that Arjuna should be behind in a different chariot and the other four brothers would charge at Drupada. They went charging at him all right, but they did not want to kill anybody. They were just dispersing the crowd around Drupada. Suddenly, Arjuna came from nowhere and jumped into Drupada's chariot. He showered many arrows, captured him and dragged him onto his own chariot and took him to Dronacharya. Dronacharya was very pleased with the prowess of the Pandava princes. Initially, he taunted Drupada with the same words he had used against Drōṇa. Later on, Drōṇa said, I will be the greater man. Now, because my students have won the Panchala Desha, it belongs to me, but I will give you half of what is mine to you. As per their pact as children, that half of mine is yours, Drōṇa kept up his word and gave half of the kingdom won by his students back to Drupada. He appointed Drupada as the king of Kampilya, the other half of Panchala Desha. After this, Drōṇa completely forgot about any revenge or vengeance with Drupada. He thought he had taught the lesson that Drupada needed to learn, and he moved on. On the other hand, Drupada was scorned that he was defeated under the orders of Dronacharya. He carried vengeance. He wanted to perform a yajna to beget a son who could kill Drōṇa in the future. At the same time, he was also enamored by the prowess of Arjuna and his skill at warfare. He wanted to beget a daughter also to give to Arjuna. With these thoughts, Drupada went to Kampilya Desha. So, what do we learn from this story? Dronacharya was angry at Drupada, but once his revenge was taken, he forgot about it and was ready to move on. On the other hand, Drupada wanted to carry vengeance. This teaches us that anger should have a logical end to it, but Drupada did not think so. That's not something we want to emulate. Also, the Kauravas were very arrogant about their power and numbers. Without even estimating or knowing about the power of their opponent, they charged at Drupada and came back defeated. Whereas Arjuna and his brothers were not arrogant and waited and were tactical about handling the situation. Many times, tackling a situation head-on may not be the right idea. We need to be tactful and also plan our actions before tackling a situation. There was something nice about Drupada too in this episode. Although he was captured by Arjuna at the behest of Dronacharya, he did not carry vengeance against Arjuna. Instead, he saw his skill. He wanted to give his daughter in marriage to him. He could be objective about Arjuna's skill. That's something to emulate about Drupada. He saw the goodness of a person instead of being subjective about who he was related to. That's something to learn from him also. With these thoughts, we come to the end of today's episode. Remember, in this series, we are discussing matters of Mahabharata because even today, Mahabharata matters. Hari Om!